Hey, I'm doing a video here just to show a team I've been working on to try out its defense, hoping it'll be as frustrating as I think it is. It's based on Elizabeth's special, and everything else is pretty much built around that. So, as you can see, her special has some direct damage. It summons fiends, which are minions applied to enemy heroes to cause them harm. They do damage every turn, 40 some percent per applied fiend, and so I built Elizabeth down the attack path, considering her defense stats and health stats are still quite viable, as you can see. And so far as I know, there are, as of right now, only 2 ways to get rid of them, one of which is stated in the special, which is to heal them away, and the other is to overwrite them with your own summoned minions. And it also gives the added benefit of nerfing their mana generation for 24% by 24% as long as there is a fiend active. That doesn't stack. And her Underwild bonus, you can see I've got 2 heroes. I've got her and Professor Lidenbrock. They have a chance to summon a gem that does 50 damage a turn, so nothing huge, but sometimes during a war or a raid, that extra little bit of dot damage can really come in handy. So as to ways to get rid of her minions, that's why I have the rest of the team put together here that I do. Bara, because with her minions preventing their summoning of minions, that eliminates the option to overwrite minions. And then with Vanda, she steals 61% of any healing that the opponent tries to apply to themselves, making the fiends last longer. And between her and Professor Lidenbrock, it's a pretty good combination of preventing status ailments on yourself as well. Even though Vanda's only lasts for 2 turns, she is very fast, so she tends to go off quite a bit. And she's got her Sork mana delay chance as well, which is a further frustration when trying to accumulate mana with those fiends. Haven't checked, now that I think about it, to see if that stacks or not. But it really doesn't matter. So anyway, and then Professor Lidenbrock, she cleanses status ailments, which is a bit counterintuitive to one of the advantages of her special, but it is always nice to be able to get rid of it. Any frustrating, dispellable ailments. Like Heimdall and some others, she boosts health. She boosts it by 200, but then it is continuously boosted for another 4 turns by a total of 600. And if you receive status ailments, so in my case, if Vanda's special isn't up, that boost over time resets. She also starts with 20% mana, so that's pretty nice. You could throw another healer on this team and it would still probably likely be just as frustrating. And then we've got Uraeus's Strike of the Cobra. He's the only nuke on the team, not the only damage, but the main reason I put him on here was because of the fact that you can see the description of his special has changed since the release of Season 4 characters to include Enemies who have a fiend receive as either that or a minion. And in the case of this team comp, I'm hoping for no minions. Even if they have a fiend, they still get that sand dot damage. So hopefully that'll be frustrating. I'm just going to carry this to the boss fight. The only real quote-unquote healer here is Elkanin, and he doesn't heal all. He just has he works like, with his costume, works like Vanda in that he can steal applied healing, which would effectively remove the minions. However, if I have Vanda's special up, he's not going to be able to apply that ailment, and if the professor goes off, that ailment is cleansed. So you know that he wouldn't necessarily be a good one to bring against a team like this. You'd want a full-on like strong heal from a Viv or an Ariel or Kunshin or something like that. But so I'll let you watch it play out. So I had all but Professor's special up and was able to immediately apply a fiend, heal steal, sand damage, and now I've got, so you can see one fiend. The amount of health doesn't really matter. I don't know why they have a, well, I guess if they've only healed part of it away, you might be able to see how much. Let's see, it's based on their health, so this must be, because it has to be a 28% of their health healed, so they must all have the same amount of health. But anyway, you can see we've got Barra's poison dot damage and her application of not being able to receive minions. This is all reduced by 1 turn because I cast them all last turn, not this one. The Fiend's applying the 24% mana generation reduction, and the dot damage from Uraeus' special as well. You won't see the dot damage from the Fiends listed here, just the fact that they have one. And you'll see here towards the end that the 2 remaining ones that have, I managed to get 3 minions, but that was after I had already killed Aslar. Well, that's their health, 4,051, so I don't know what that 1,000 is. I didn't bother doing the math. So Professor just summoned Underwild Gem down there at the bottom, so that'll do an extra 50 damage per turn, which is nothing huge, but like I said earlier, I think we've all had those raids and war hits where the next person that throws a punch is going to be the winner, so that dot damage could come in handy. And so there you can see he's about to go off, and he's not going to be able to apply his heal steal because Vanda's special is up. See, I resisted it. Still does damage, but after the Professor's gone off a few times throughout the battle, it's going to take a lot to whittle me down. Uraeus' minions could technically frustrate plans, but it's not super likely since he's in the right wing and Barra's the tank. So again, I resisted his heal steal with Vanda's special. Got 3 fiends on each of them. The killing blow is actually going to come from that Underwild gem that's up there at the top below the yellow diamond, which is disappointing. I wanted to be able to just ghost some tiles to try and see how much damage 3 stacks of fiends would do, but maybe another time. So anyway, that's even without Uraeus being fully leveled and also not having 2 red and 2 yellow fully leveled mana troops. I could have easily auto-played that and won it just the same. So anyway, if you see me on the battlefield one of these days, you'll probably see that team.